All right, so I'll just introduce myself. My name is Evan Walsh. I work for Watchfire Signs. We're the manufacturer of the digital technology. Okay, we build the product in Illinois. It's American made, which is unique for our business. We've been in the business of signs for a very long time, since the 1930s. Started off making electronic devices that interrupted power for early theater marquees to make light bulbs chase. The 1940s invented the time and temperature, which is the first changeable copy sign, was turning light bulbs on and off, and then evolved to what we do today, which is full color digital displays. So what I'm going to show you today is a demonstration that'll show a 4-foot by 8-foot display. I'm going to show you 6mm, which is the definition of the pixel spacing, or the pixels are only 6mm apart. So really, really fine resolution, tight resolution. And then I'm going to go through a series of messages that are going to display content that will come on the screen, that will appear. There'll be messaging, with it. Most of the messaging has a graphic and a little bit of text, so it's very easy for people to absorb. I have right now the messages held at 15-second hold times. So the message will come up, it'll hold for a period of 15 seconds. It'll fade in, out of transition seamlessly. It's visually appealing, easy for people to understand and grasp without being overbearing or garish, in my opinion, and without moving things quickly. There'll be no motion, no video or anything like that. Static messages that will come up, hold for a given amount of time, and then seamlessly change. So I'll show that. Down below, I'm going to show a little side-by-side display that shows the different modules that we offer in series, so you'll have an understanding for resolution. If you have some maybe preconceived notions about digital signage that's out in the marketplace today, maybe you're looking at older technology. So I'll show you kind of a bit of, I would say, the progression of technology over the years. We have units that are in the field that are 10 years old, 15 years old, and I'll show you what's current today and what we're proposing here in Millbrook.
Just so everyone is clear, the messages that they're programming for us are sample displays that may or may not reflect what Millbrook Fire Department would use a sign like this for. Like I said in the Facebook post that we posted last week from the end that the village posted for us, we're part of this community too. Okay, we understand why this.
All right, so each one of these modules.
Well, hang on a second.
We understand why the sign code exists. We understand why it's written the way it is, and it's not our intent to conflict with that. We don't want a bright sign. We've seen that disaster down in Unionville. We don't want anything. I didn't use that name in our Facebook post because they're a neighbor. We have to go with them too. We don't like that sign either. That's not what we intend to do with this one. And like I said in the post, just suspend your preconceived notions for a few minutes and let them demonstrate the sign and the fact that it does have a variable brightness and that it gets dimmer at night. The messages don't have to flash and change. That's not what our intent is. We're not trying to have a sign's been used a certain way since it's been here. That sign has been here for the 30 years that I've been here. Exact same location. Yeah. The one they've designed for us is not as big as this. It's almost exactly the size of what's there. It's slightly wider and approximately the same height. Actually, it doesn't have a roof, so it's actually a little shorter. It just has the Millbrook Fire Department logo across the top.
But it does have a header on it, a nice graphic header with raised letters saying Millbrook Fire Department, so it's not just the square box.
So same concept as what's there now, other than that has to be done manually, and has all those kind of challenges that are associated with manual changeable copy signs. And this is done electronically, digitally, can be done remotely. So with the 6mm resolution, which is the finest resolution.
I'm sorry, could you move closer so I get you in the camera too? I'm sorry. Just because we've got people hoping to watch this.
So with 6mm resolution, which is what's up top, and that's the module all the way to the end of my side-by-side display down below, you see very little pixelation in this technology. It looks almost like a static sign that just has the ability to change. It's not a digital sign like you see the ones on the end that you may have a preconceived notion about a digital sign that may look like that, very pixelated. That's not the case with the technology of today.
I'm sorry, I'm getting 60 cycle interference. Could you just explain to the audience here the interference? You see the interference? So because I'm taking a camera of a camera.
So what you're seeing on your screen is not what the human eye will see. So with LED signs, what's happening is they're pulsating. Okay, so that pulse is not visible to the eye, but can be visual to cameras that are capturing that.
Right. So it'll probably show up that way on the.
So
video.
it may show up that way. You have to have a camera setting that adjusts time value and the refresh rate has to be synced with the display. It's not easy to do, but it's not the way it appeared to your eye for sure.
Thanks for explaining that.
Yep. So what I tried to do with content was just mix in messaging that would be pertinent for the fire department, emergency messaging, emergency alert stuff, as well as some town messages, village messages that may be pertinent. I'm sure this, in a small community like this will be used, not just for the fire department, but for the town and the village as well. It has the ability to tie into Amber Alerts, to town-wide emergencies, to statewide emergencies, whatever you like. So really beneficial in the COVID and post-COVID world. I think everywhere people are looking to first responders, especially as information changes so rapidly, to be a beacon of what's the current regulation or the current state. I mean, what we just went through, there's no time that you would need it more than what we just went through. So beneficial for those purposes for sure. So what I'm showing there is a night mode. So a lot of times in small communities, what we do is this night mode, where every night from 7 o'clock at night till 5 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning, it basically goes into sleep mode, where it's just showing a very, chill background with just time and temperature. You can turn it off at night too. We can do it through programming where it just goes dark at night, completely off. The digital sign still runs and operates. The LEDs just don't light. So that's an option too. I know a lot of small communities like that as well. And you can just set that through programming to do that every night forever.
Does it have to scroll to multiple pages, or can you have one page message and leave it on with one page?
Yeah, you can leave it on with one frame.
Okay,
yeah.
So there's no burnout issues, it'll stand.
No, I mean, after years and years you might have an issue, but not if it's 5 years with the same message, yeah. Go ahead, man. I don't have the price in front of me. We're the manufacturer, so we sell wholesale to GNS, our local sign distributor, dealer. They're then outfitting it into a whole structure. So how much my digital cost is maybe, 60% of what the total
Ted, you want to speak
is.
to that?
The cost is roughly going to be about $25,000 that the Millbrook Fire Department is paying for. No cost to the village, no cost to the town, no cost to the taxpayers.
That money comes from donations that were made by the residents?
Nope, it's all money that we made at fundraisers.
And what were those displays that you just covered up?
That was just showing different resolutions. So that was a series of resolutions. Each module represented a resolution, like a bit of technology, right? So the older stuff would be things that you would see that were in the field maybe 10 years ago. 12 years ago, so it allows us to show
They're
something.
irrelevant to what you're showing.
Yeah.
It seems to more represent the technology.
So this is reminiscent of the sign that's in Unionville that even members of the rescue squad and the fire department have objected to. They said it's not going to be a scrolling sign with images and graphic displays on it. And I was just wondering if you could show and represent to us what it is exactly that we're going to be seeing. Because I heard something about a black background, just white lettering. Because this I find very similar to Unionville. And I would just like to get a better understanding of what it is that we might see. Because
Content is completely up to the user. You can have it do whatever you want. I could make it programmed right now with just a black background and white text.
could you do that so that we could see
those and
that?
Also, just to let you know, Unionville's is a digital electronic reader board, but it's how you use it. You need to trust the people that are putting it there. And I've done dozens of fire departments. I've educated towns, villages, and cities for the last 15 years that each town, city, and village can put their own restrictions on it. Okay, they can tell them how many times it can change in a given day, what kind of content goes on it. Specifically putting in there will be no flashing, no blinking. So we wanted to show you everything so that if you want to put restrictions on it, you know what restrictions you'd want. If we just showed you like the black background with a white letter or whatever, we want you to know its capabilities, and then you as a village decide what you find acceptable and what you'd rather not see.
Well, right now, the village says it's unacceptable to have a digital sign, so.
But the fire department is not part of your ordinance for signs because they are a fire department, so it's up to the village
So what
board
else
to
is exempted
decide.
from that in your experience?
Pardon me?
Who else is exempted from that? in your
Many
experience?
towns, usually all fire departments, many school districts are not held to them as well.
What about town halls, village halls?
I have done many of them.
My understanding is that government agencies
Yeah.
can be
So
exempted.
potentially this could be at village hall, the town hall, schools.
Only if it's approved. Yeah, only if it's approved by the village board.
I would
What's-
like to ask the fire department exactly what message
Yes.
this is meant to convey.
And who in the fire department is going to make the aesthetic decision as to what goes on?
Chief, the president.
Is it one person or a lot?
Myself and the chief, I am the president of the fire department.
Yeah. So will you be the person who's getting programmed to program this?
Correct. And a lot of the signs that messages that we're going to be putting on there is stuff that we have always put on that one in memory of when a member passes away. Fire department fundraising events. We would have put on up there our block party that we had, and would have generated a lot more people to come to it, but we haven't had the sign. It's been broken since September. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Thanksgiving, change your clocks, change your batteries. Road closed due to a lengthy incident, which would help the village and the town residents know, don't go that way.
With all due respect, I'm not going to drive over here in order to
No,
get
you
that
may
kind
not,
of
but
message.
other, many people come down this street, coming from school, coming from the backside of the
Sort of
village.
passive
It's a-
information is what it is.
Yeah.
Passive information.
Yeah.
Not everybody uses Facebook. Not the chief and I do social media. Try to put out those messages as fast as we can, but sometimes, we're in an area with a dead zone, but if one of us is at Firehouse and has cell signal, you can program them from your phone,
Yeah.
from your computer, correct?
Yes, the two in charge.
One of 22 I got.
tonight, if there's some kind of an emergency, right from their home,
Well, we're
they
out in
can
the
change
middle of
this
it.
immediately to get something out to
Kevin,
the public. But
could you
I
move
never
over?
got to finish with the Unionville thing. So they do, what will happen sometimes is people will violate what they were told they could do. First of all, it's the millimeter of that one is not as good as this one. They don't dim down. See, this type of sign in the daytime, it has to have its most power for you to be able to see it. But if you left it at that power at night, that's going to be a problem because then it'll take you off the road.
Even if, even though it's not dark, can you show what the nighttime lighting is like?
Yeah, I don't know what he's got it on now.
Imagine it's like candy.
Okay.
Get a little taste of this, and then you roll it down. Now we need a new zoning law for how to regulate
Okay,
this.
so what I've done from here is black and white, black background, light white text would appear as the same as what you have there, except for it has the ability to change. So the letters are about the similar size as what you'd have in a changeable copy, except for they have the ability to change electronically. That right now is, I sized it over to about the approximate size of what's being proposed. The display on my truck is larger than what's being proposed, so I sized the content, I justified it to the left, so you have an accurate representation of what the overall size is going to be. So that's right now 100% brightness. Now I'm going to dim it down to nighttime brightness, so you get a feel for that.
Don't forget that. Never forget that.
Hats off.
And this is not a commercial sign. This is a community sign. And there's no residences. There's no.
So that's how bright it would be at night. That's the automatic setting, so it goes from 7,000 nits is a unit of measure we measure brightness at, 7,000 nits to 700 at night. So that's what I just did. I went from 7,000 to 700. Now you can go even lower. You can set it even lower. You can set your parameters all the way down to 100 nits, which would make it barely visible, but if that's the case, if that's what's, is required, you know. 10 years.
And then what happens
They typically get recycled. I mean, the aluminum cabinets will be recycled. The electronics will be disposed of. By electronics.
the LED lights can't be disposed of? So basically, just the housing.
Well, no, the digital components can go to an electronic, recycling place for sure. Yeah.
I think my oldest one is like 24 years right now.
Go ahead, man.
Without going out.
Is there a battery backup if there's a power outage?
Firehouse has a generator.
The Firehouse has a generator, yeah.
Well, Ted, thanks for arranging this. This is nice, Ted. Where we went to.
I didn't learn.
Thanks. It'll be a nice meeting. Thank you.
As far as the question from that gentleman back there, it would be up to your village board to determine what signs they would want on there, what community services, whether it's the library has something going on or...
Well, that would be the fire department.
Right. Well, they can do anything they want.
Oh, the village can...
Right. Like if somebody goes to the village, and says, we're going to do this, it's a fundraiser for 4-H, I don't know, whatever. The village can make the decision on the people, the community events that they want on it. Who can and who can't. But definitely no commercial.
So the benefits for fire departments, I've been doing this with this company now for 11 years, and I've done over, I think, 120 fire departments in New York. I live in Connecticut, on the Connecticut side. I live in a town that's similar to this, so I get it. But even in my town, what the fire department is trying to accomplish by adding a digital sign, and what I hear from most of my customers is we need volunteers. We're a volunteer fire department, and we need to engage with younger folks. I talk to people every day that say, look, all of our crew has gray hair in their head. We need to get the younger folks involved. This is a great way it's technology that speaks to younger folks, okay? So maybe there's somebody that's driving by and they, nobody's ever asked them to be a part of the fire department. Maybe they're in their mom's basement playing video games and wasting their lives. Maybe they could do something that would help people. So I think it's a great way to get people motivated maybe to join the ranks of the volunteer guys and maybe help people and do something better. If it helps one person, I don't know, maybe it's worth it. But I get it. I live in a community that's similar. I understand there might be some town people against it. But what I would say is when it's used properly and it's regulated properly, it's no more unattractive than a typical sign, other than it has the ability to change. It's a lot better looking than that.
But just as easy and less environmental impact is using social media. I mean, it's just as easy to plug into your phone, whatever this is, than to just put something on Facebook, put something on Instagram, to really meet those younger people, not us gray hairs. I mean, we know how to do that. I mean, I speak for myself here. But, if you're trying to get that younger group of volunteers, they're not looking at
I'm not trying to. I'm trying to help you guys.
No. They're Facebookers. They're Instagrammers.
Actually, they're not Facebookers anymore. Yeah.
You never know.
Okay, that's our generation.
Yes. One generation.
You never know. I mean, you never know what it could do. It gives you the ability to reach a mass audience.
We could put a sign that says every Tuesday at 6:30 we do our truck checks. Stop by and let us see what we do. We've gotten 3 members under the age of 18 in the past year because they see us out here on Tuesday nights.
We did one in the lower Hudson Valley, and they said we hadn't had a volunteer come to the door in years. A volunteer that wasn't a family member or wasn't an uncle or a cousin of somebody that was already in the fire department. They put a digital sign up, and they had 3 new applications in the first month, and they were blown away by the results. You know, so as a recruitment tool, there's nothing better you can do. You can talk about social media, but these kids are on social media. It's just blasted a million different things. This is something that you could be walking down the street. Maybe it reaches somebody.
Hey, Matt, is the sign going to be verbatim where this current sign is?
The sign's going to be exact same spot, one direction. It's not going to be 2 sides, one direction.
Will it have a little roof?
What I just showed you in the picture? No roof.
Well, it does have the header on it though, so it's not just a rectangular box. Right, I'm sure that.
Yep, thank you. Village board meeting tomorrow night. Please come and support the Millbrook Fire Department.
6 o'clock.
And those that are against it, don't forget to show up as well.
Everybody should come.
Nobody's against it.
All for the fire
Nobody
department.
should be against anything that our fire department
Let me just
does.
ask you one question. So the sign's going to be similar size. The content's going to be similar content. Have you ever had anybody object to the content that was on that sign?
No, never.
If you did have somebody object to the village, what would be the recourse if somebody did?
We would.
I mean, you would take it into consideration.
Correct.
We meet with them and talk with them.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like. I got.
The Millbrook Fire Department has donated a lot of money to this community. Not taxpayer, their own money that they have raised. We just donated, Matt,
$225,000
for a roof on the
For a new,
building.
brand new
That's
roof.
not our building. And anybody that would object to this sign, you know, I mean, why don't we look at the whole picture of what's going on here? Everybody says they want to support the fire department. Well, here's a chance to support them.
On the other side, I will say, how did you get that money? That was donated by the community, most of it.
By us helping people. Listen,
Yes.
that addition on that building was
Okay.
not donated. That
Money
was
goes both
raised through fundraisers. We took a mortgage out with the Bank of Millbrook for 20 years and paid that mortgage.
Okay.
That was not people just handing us money. We worked for that money.
Oh, I agree. You get donations because you do very hard work. I agree with that.
We ran car washes. We had car.
But it's not coming out of your personal pocket the way you just tried to describe it.
But we
That's what
earned
I'm
it.
saying.
It is out of our personal pocket because we earned it. You weren't here working on it. We worked on it. Right?
As you can tell, I'm against this.
I know. And listen, it's fine to be against it, but we're just trying to get our point out.
Yep.
To put it.
All right, anything else you guys want to present?
Are there any
That's
other
it.
fonts?
Any other questions?
Does it do any other fonts?
Yeah, do any font you want.
Can you put up another font?
Well, he did it before. Were you
Oh,
there?
all right. I apologize.
Yeah.
I was looking.
Seems like there's more people for it than there is against it.
Doesn't say why, they're just saying you don't want it.
Remember, this is a village issue, not a town issue.
No, you're right.
Town people can have input. The village board has to decide.
Well, but the town pays 85% and the funding goes to 1%. So it can't just be a village issue.
It's a village issue. The town contracts with the village.
But the town pays for 85% of the money.
They don't have that.
They do contract, correct. But they pay most of the money.
I had a blind town resident years ago when I was on the board. Told me to pay taxes. I said, no, you don't. So yes, I do. I pay fire taxes. You pay to the town. The town wants the contracts with the board. You don't have it. You live on the Stanleyville side of the town. Now the town contracts with them. You don't like it. Too many times the town has input on the board. It really shouldn't have any input on the board.
I think this one they should.
Well,
I mean, it's a community.
how many people have contacted you?
26.
You know off the top of your head your names?
I've wrote them down.
You got them all written down? I'm not going to get the board, but I'd like to copy those names.
Yes, sir.
I want to know who they are.
I don't know where they are.
Probably from those 90% of us.